Call the meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Any changes to the agenda?
No, Mr. Mayor.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Motion by Josh, second by Amanda. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. We have a presentation. Someone's leaving us. Kevin. Kevin. Kevin was hired as the city's first recreational specialist in the September of 2020. Kevin brought a wealth of experience and energy for building new recreational programs and expanding existing ones, and applied those skills enthusiastically at the city during his time here. Kevin achieved a number of goals in his time with the city. Most notably, he actively and passionately worked to successfully establish a farmers market in the city at Elko Speedway. Second, most visibly, he's been working to bring street banners to the downtown area. Third, and this is a big deal, they're all big deals. During this time of COVID, he was able to continue the city's popular winter programming at the library, virtually, and the summer Thursday evening programs at Wagner Park, which included the city's first musical events this summer. Kevin was instrumental in reestablishing the relationship with the Lakeville Community Ed and became a member on their advisory board. Kevin was involved in many other projects as well, and he has accomplished a lot in his short time here and will be missed. Kevin, thank you for your hard work and your dedication to the city of Elko New Market and its citizens, and we wish you the very best in your career in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. So, I have a certificate for you.
Thanks, everybody.
It's all signed.
Yeah.
Good speech.
Speech.
Yep. Yeah, I just gotta get my notes out.
Appreciate it. Public comment? Anyone here for public comment? Gordon? Welcome. It's good to see
Good to
you.
be here. I'm here on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, and so thank you for giving us an opportunity to stay in touch and to share an update and not have to look at Bryce or Kate. Chamber of Commerce has been kind of exciting, trying to get things going, despite COVID and all that. Just when you feel like you get things going, then there's like another wave or whatever. But we do have some fun things coming up. Some of it's outdoors, so hopefully that's not impacted. Coming up around the corner on October 10th, we are going to hold our official car roll-in. If you've ever been to a car roll-in, you basically just, hey, here's the time and the place, and people show up. It looked like we're going to be rained out, the first one we wanted to do, and yet a dozen cars showed up, and we were really excited about that. So we're working on some plans to do that over at the Elko Market Chamber, or at the Commerce Center. So October 10th, Sunday afternoon, I believe that's 2 p.m. if I remember correctly, but watch for some more details on that. The second thing coming up is we are doing a lunch and learn. We contacted Lori with the Sun newspaper over in Lakeville. She's going to come and do kind of a multimedia presentation on social media. And so we can learn about some advertising opportunities with the Sun and how we can better engage our customers during this time. Third thing I wanted to share is coming up. Annual meeting is going to be November 21st. Again, that's a Sunday afternoon. It's going to be outside over by Firehouse Grill. And you're thinking, why in the world would you do that? Because we're going to do some tailgating. So we had wonderful plans to do our annual meeting, to do some tailgating with like a Bears-Vikings Monday night game, I think it was. And then like major everything shut down because of COVID. So we're going to go for it outdoors for the 21st. And then of course the tree lighting December 4th from 6 to 8 p.m. So we're working on some details. So we got some things on our radars. We did get the invitation to participate, I believe, for the city Halloween event. And so any way we can be helpful, we certainly would be willing to do that. And then personally, I just want to say thank you for reaching out to local businesses to participate with the open house here that the city did, the police and fire station. It was a great opportunity as a pastor to be present, as a police chaplain to be present, to serve, and to engage with our general public. So thank you for that, and for the opportunity, and for all that you guys do. Any questions for myself? Is
there anything we can do for you?
You know, I got the sore spot on my back. No.
Ooh, I got a tool
But other
for
than
that.
that,
I got a tool for that.
I'm good, thank you. You know, anytime I've needed something, you know, the city's always been very responsive. So as a business participant in the community, I've appreciated that, so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Wolf.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members, everybody. Tom Wolf, Scott County Commissioner. A few things tonight. We're starting to talk about redistricting at our neck of the woods there. It doesn't involve the city too much, but there's going to be some reshuffling. Shakopee is awful big over there, and they've grown, I think, as much as the rest of the county put together. So Shakopee, yeah, they might have 2 commissioners over there. So, well, they have parts of 3 right now, but we want to get it down. I would prefer it where it was just 2 people representing Shakopee, because if they were to get 3, they could run the whole program. So that's a bad deal. But then County Road 27, right, going north here, down past 21 or 185th, they're working on the a bridge, a big culvert to go underneath the road. So it is closed down completely until it's done. 282, 13, and 17, there's the triangle by the maintenance shop. That's all closed down. Also, they made a 6-inch mistake with the road here back, I think it was June, I don't know if you heard about that. Anyhow, 6 inches somewhere. I don't know how it all worked, but.
It wasn't me.
Yeah. That's what everybody said. We can't, everyone said, it's fine. It was me. Anyhow, the 6 inches, yeah. Anyhow, the 6 inches turns out to, after a mile or 2 of road, turns out to be a lot of extra stuff. So anyhow, I think it's figured out now, and so I'm hoping it's just 1 month, but yeah, the phone didn't ring at all because everything was closed down by all the businesses all in there. So anyhow, we're looking at 3.99% levy. Next year, we 2 days ago on Tuesday, we just gave the preliminary to the 3.99. 35 and 2, so we voted on Elko Market taking the lead on that. And so I, after talking to Leslie yesterday, or county administrator yesterday, I said, you know, that should be one of our, you know, getting to be up towards the top priorities, because we're looking at 282 and 169 is, you know, everything's being funded there, and over by Savage, by the grain elevator. That's, and so that would be the next deal. So that's and hopefully the state would be paying the lion's share of that program. So anyhow, that's all I have. So, all right. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else care to speak in a public comment?
I received an email today. I was asked to read it into the public record under public comment. And the email is from Al Vanasek. And Al is associated with the property at the corner of County Roads 2 and 91 where the tax credit housing project had been proposed. The city administrator has advised you that we learned this week that the project was not selected for funding through state tax credits. Al writes, Mr. Mayor and council members, I am sorry that I'm unable to speak to you in person this evening. On behalf of my wife Karen and her sister Linda, the K and L of KL Group, and myself, I want to express our deep appreciation of your time and effort, consideration, and support of the affordable housing project for our property. We were obviously disappointed that it was not selected for tax credit financing, and although we realize that it is a competitive process, we felt that there were many strong supporting factors, including a first-class developer, your support as a city, and a definite community need. We also want to thank Renee, Tom, and Rich Rivering for all of their many hours of hard work and support. Again, I wish I could have addressed you personally to express our heartfelt thanks and appreciation. Alvin.
That was very nice. Linda, do you have any emails to read?
Not today.
All right. Then we'll close public comment. Move on to consent. Does anyone have any items on consent that they want pulled or clarified, or
I say we pull the preliminary budget hash through tomorrow.
make a motion? I'll
No.
second it.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion by Josh.
Can we move things since Kate's not here to the consent agenda? Is that a thing?
You certainly could. You could move item A to consent agenda, and if you're okay and don't have any questions on item C under general business, you could move that up to consent agenda 2. You could just amend.
Since we already adopted the agenda, can we still do that?
You can make a motion to amend it at this point if you really wanted to.
So I withdraw my motion and so move what you just said.
Okay, so items A and C in under general business would be, whatever, they'd be on
9J.
consent.
Move to consent. So do we need a motion to amend the agenda to move
We have a motion.
A and C? Okay,
Motion to
so
amend the agenda from Josh.
second.
So a motion from Josh, second from Amanda, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's amended.
Then a motion to approve consent agenda
As amended.
We have
as amended.
a motion from Amanda,
Second.
second by Bryce, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Consent agenda passes. No public hearings, and now we're down to one item under general business.
So the item we have is outdoor concert event permit for the Chamber of Commerce. It's the roll-in that Gordon was just referring to on this particular item because Bryce is a member of the board of the organization requesting it. He'll need to abstain from it. Are there any questions? Linda's here to answer any related to the application.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution 2060.
Second.
Motion by myself, second by Amanda. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All abstained?
Me.
So we'll continue on with reports. Picking up at fire, I'm assuming there's no update, or is there?
Oh,
There might be.
Kate and I will be coming back to have a more detailed discussion with council related to the fire contracts. We need to have some continued discussions with our partners on that particular issue, so more to come.
Engineering, we're sending something.
So you got something late in the day. Did you all, I can give you a summary if you didn't have a chance to read it, or you can read it later, or I can field questions now.
Council?
Is it a quick summary?
Yes. On Todd Street, there was a request to add a sidewalk. This is the second, at least the second time that that's happened in the past, 10, 15 years. We were able to use the video that we collected for counting the crossings of 2 for another matter to see how much actual traffic uses Todd Street on a daily basis, pedestrians and bicycles. There was 4 one day and 14 the next, and one day was rainy, but you know, if that gives you an idea of the average, it's.
Could anyone get me into the fire department? I've got to do a quick job. Sorry.
At any rate, especially given the complication of trying to put a sidewalk where there's not adequate right-of-way, we'd have to acquire it, which some of you know is a pretty lengthy process. So we don't think there's enough traffic to justify going through that to add that sidewalk. There will be a future sidewalk when that site develops at no cost to the city, we anticipate. And so we're recommending that no action be taken on that sidewalk request other than to notify the petitioner that we've looked at it and what our finding was. And then the other item was just patting ourselves on the back for getting that water main loop completed at from Pete's Hill to Windrose. That's a big deal. We had hundreds of homes on a branch system, and one break, they're out of water until we can get it fixed, which could take, depending what it is, several days. So this loop not only gives redundancy in case there's a failure somewhere, but it'll improve fire flows. If we're fighting a fire, it makes the fire hydrants flow better.
That's a
So,
big deal. I remember when that came up years ago.
yeah.
All right, thanks, Rich. Community development.
I think the only thing that I will mention is that I didn't CC you on it, but there's some state grant money that became available, COVID relief funds for businesses. So I sent out a couple of emails this week to our local businesses. I know at least one's applied already. But there's $64 million available throughout the state of Minnesota. Small grants depending on how many employees business has. So.
All right.
Any further updates on Quick Trip?
No updates. I think Tom was planning to reach out. We've been talking this week about.
It's been a little bit since we've had a conversation with them, and if you recall from our past conversations, we're closing in on that deadline. That Quick Trip usually says they make decisions about construction for next year, so.
Okay. Parks, assuming nothing beyond, okay.
I guess I can talk about it. Did everybody see the update about what's likely going to be our recommended interim solution? Our number 2 candidate, when we hired Kevin, had to withdraw because of the conflicts with their availability in the position, and they have worked with the city in the past with one of our partner organizations, and we reached out to that individual because their strength is in programming, and they've indicated that they would be interested in an interim position as like a programming coordinator. And while we're figuring out how to meet the long-term need, and if the person works out, they may very well be part of that long-term solution as we take a look at their strengths and our bandwidth and other portions of the organization to get everything done. We're hoping to bring something back to the council at the October 14th meeting.
Okay.
Back to the 291 apartment thing, and I know it's still obviously very, very fresh. But do we have any indication whether they were gonna try to reapply next year, and they may not know yet, but.
Renee, would you be able to step up?
Yeah, I will step up here. We don't. They did indicate in the email that they were going to be regrouping as a developer to decide if they were going to pursue another round of funding, and which would mean possibly extension of their contract with KL Group. So we don't know yet. I think we just got the email on Tuesday.
Anything else?
No. Not
Okay,
yet.
you want to go on your soapbox?
No,
Okay.
I'm just thinking if it'll be an opportunity to work with somebody else and try again or whatever. And
Like Al said, I think we felt they were a first-class developer too. I think I was honored that a developer that caliber was interested in our community, and they suspect that some of the other applications were providing deeper subsidy. I think they were looking at 50 to 80%, providing affordable housing to people earning 50 to 80%. Some of the other applications they suspect were a deeper subsidy affordable to those earning 30% of the area median income.
And will they get that feedback, or is it just basically?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think that they will. So just purely a point system.
Thanks, Renee. CCEC.
We met this week, planning the Halloween party a little bit different than 2 years ago. It'll be kind of more of a walkthrough pending the okay from the principal, but it is on October 23rd from 10 to noon.
It's my birthday.
Well,
In case everyone was wondering.
if you'd like me to get you a wristband for the Halloween party, I will gift you that.
I might take you up on that.
Your 40th birthday, you might practice.
41st. All right. Other reports, scale exec is next week, and then the scale general membership is a week after that, so no real reports. That's anything from service delivery?
Most of the discussion was revolving around moving the educational curriculum, so to speak, to the scale membership related to the recreational marijuana topic has been proposed in the last couple of sessions. It has a number of implications to the city from a land use standpoint, from a law enforcement service delivery standpoint. Also as an employer, as the city, it has implications related to us. And so the intent is, at least initially, not to have a policy discussion on whether it's good or bad, but to educate the general membership about the topic generally, why it's being, what do the proponents propose, why are they proposing it, what are findings from other locations where it's already been implemented, to try and provide a base of information for elected officials to do with as they please. And that will probably be a two-part session, so it'll be open to the entire council. And first one will be in October, the second one is planned to be in December. So we had a couple of other discussions, but they revolved around more ordinances that different cities are currently working on. And there seems to be the growing trend of everybody in Scott County starting to allow or increasing the amount of golf cart and ATV activity they allow in their local streets. And we also had further discussions about the use of ARPA funds. And what I'm kind of finding out is everybody kind of thought we're going to have it all nailed down by, August or September. And everybody, and to a large degree, most people haven't really nailed down exactly how they're going to do it. And part of the reason for this is the evolving guidance that you're continuing to get from the feds on how you can and can't use it, similar to what we had with the CARES dollars. And some of that new feedback and new guidance is kind of causing us to revisit how we might approach it. So I'm planning that the earliest this will come to the council is the 14th, but probably on the 28th for discussion. So.
Okay. MVTA,
No report. Meet next week.
35.
Next full meeting is the 9th, and I also have a subcommittee meeting on priority projects next week, Friday.
How's the attitude in that group?
The subcommittee? I think it's good. I think the whole group as a whole is doing a really good job at looking at priority projects and reevaluating quickly. And so I think the attitude is overall really positive.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Bryce, is there any information that you may need from us to help bolster an argument for I-35, or is it unrealistic at this point in time to think that would become a priority project?
I don't know that there's much that we could provide as a city at this point, just because we're really at a beginning phase of getting that area developed. And so I would say that it's definitely going to be put on their radar and advocated for by several people that are on the committee. But I don't think there's much more that we can do right now.
All right, discussion by council.
Just a quick one, can we get invites out to our representatives, perhaps, or legislators, maybe before session starts in January? And I don't blame it on me, I blame it on our representative, I didn't even know who the heck he was, since Representative Vogel's no longer here. So if we could get Representative Farr out and Draheim and just see what their plans are next session, I think it'd be a fun discussion.
I can do that. I can look at our agendas coming up and their availability, try and get them in October, November. Also, just a heads up, I tentatively scheduled the Lakeville superintendent for a state of the district type of presentation at the October 28th meeting, and I'll be reaching out to Tim Dipburner to do something similar for the Prairie School District. So.
Yeah. Any other discussion? Any motions to adjourn?
Second.
Motion by Josh, second by Amanda, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting